up to. But I want to go into something, like I said, the disrespect of Donovan Mitchell. People say that he has underachieved in the playoffs. He's underachieved, in his career, and he hasn't really done anything. And I find that more so of a very open statement, like no detail, no real validity to the statement. Because if you're gonna tell me he ain't done nothing, we gotta look at the other players in the league who are around his age and actually compare and contrast. Because you can't say he ain't done nothing, but you up other guys who I'm about to name, who they seem to just put over Donovan Mitchell, and I believe this very truly. I think the reason why Mitchell gets overlooked because he was in Utah for so long was an under market. But now I think of him being with Cleveland Cavaliers, he's going to get more and more exposure, right? Understand something. What do we know about Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs? Well, this is his numbers he's put up in the playoffs in his 39 games in his career. He's an average 28.3 points per game, 4.9 rebounds, 4.7 assists in 39 games in his career. Right? All five of those lines represent him going to the playoffs, which has been every season of his career. He has not missed the playoffs, not one time. And it looks like, from the looks of it, he's not going to miss the playoffs anytime soon. Right? And I think that's part of the issue. See, Donovan Mitchell didn't have the chance to grow and actually go into growing pains. He started off too fast. I said this before in my last video. He made the playoffs when he wasn't supposed to make the playoffs. He put out an OKC team with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, three legit Hall of Famers. He put them out his rookie season. He was not supposed to do that. He had no business doing that. I think he had 39 points in the closeout game. Right? The second year they get beat in the first round against the Houston Rockets. The third year was the bubble year where him and Jamal Murray had that epic playoff duel, but the Jazz went down in Game 7 and gave up 3-1 lead. The fourth season, they played against the Clippers, and I remember that seed. That's when I really became high on Donovan Mitchell. Even though they lost, I was like, this dude is a dynamic player, because I ain't really seen nobody put it on Kawhi and Paul George like he did, other than Luka Doncic. Right, and then last year was probably his most disappointing playoff series. But if you look at him being in the playoffs every year and the numbers he on average, I can't see how you can say he doesn't ever show up. But if we look and compare, let's compare it to some of his, comrades who's actually came around in the draft closest around him. Devin Booker, look at his statistics: 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 32 games of playoffs of his career. Only been to the playoffs twice. Now, yes, he did go to the finals, but he missed the playoffs his first 4 years of his career. Last year, you saw he got embarrassed by Luka Doncic, and he hasn't really had no success outside of Chris Paul. But people just put him over Donovan Mitchell, a guy who's been consistently in the playoffs every year of his career. Jason Tatum has averaged 22 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 4.4 assists. Now, from the looks of it, Mitchell has put up better numbers. But the kind of distinction is that Jason Tatum has been to 3 conference finals and an NBA finals. But as you can see, the individual numbers, Donovan Mitchell beats him out. Right? Tatum came in the league in 2017, same as Mitchell. Right? De'Aaron Fox, who's never even made a playoffs, came in the same season as Donovan Mitchell, he was drafted before Donovan Mitchell. De'Aaron Fox never even sniffed the playoffs. He's one of the premier players right now this year. But like I'm telling you, we're sticking on consistency. Right? He hasn't made the playoffs in the Western Conference. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who just really came upon his own this season, is averaged 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game in 13 games in his career, only going to the playoffs twice in his whole basketball career. And the only year he really made any real impact was that second year when he was with the OKC Thunder. This is another player people are just somewhat putting him over Donovan Mitchell. Again, these are his peers. These are players that were drafted the same year or a year before Donovan Mitchell or a year after. right? And all you can see, these guys have not put up these numbers. Look at Ben Simmons, has digressed. 34 points, 34 games in his career, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Now, of course, his rebounds and assists are higher, but his impact in 3 playoff series has not been on the level of Donovan Mitchell. The moments have not been on the level of Donovan Mitchell. The only player I could say who's been drafted around Donovan Mitchell's time and has impacted the same is this dude right here, Luka Doncic. That's it. Right? Pull up somebody who's had the same impact as Mitchell from the 16th, 17th, or 18th NBA draft. So when people say that he ain't done anything, people got to be specific, man, because what I'm seeing is a dude who's been consistently great year in and year out. And we've seen it again tonight, what he just did. He made 15 points he made 15 of his 43 points in the fourth quarter. That's how you know you have a gamer, a guy who puts in points in when his team needs it in crunch time. But I just think, again, he's been disrespected so much, and I think he's been unfairly criticized because he ain't been into a finals, even though he's only in his 6th season, and he's been into the playoffs every year of his career. Right? But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Donovan Mitchell is underrated? Do y'all think he's disrespected? I'll put the pin comment question in the comment section. So I'll see y'all next time. Pull up, see, pull up, check, pull up. Peace. Allez, like swimwear.